Although long time in coming, the government, through the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, will be adopting measures to include public utility vehicle drivers in its serious campaign against illegal drugs. To give us more insights into this long, much-awaited move, we have with us on Motoring Forum this week Attorney Martin Delgra III, Chairman of the LTFRB. Hello, Chairman Delgra, and welcome once again to Motoring Today.
Hello, Butch, and to all the viewers of Motoring Today.
Mr. Chairman, reports have it that the LTFRB will require all PUV drivers to undergo drug testing. Can you tell us the rationale of this move and the processes involved?
The move is very obvious. We want to keep our passengers of all denominations of public transport safe and convenient. Could you imagine if you have a drug craze or drug addict holding a steering wheel of a bus whose lives are on the line if you have a driver like that? And that's the reason why we're pushing drug testing among PUV drivers, not only for buses but all across the denomination of public transport, meaning UV, taxi, PUJ, school bus service, tourist transport, and all the others.
Now, aside from drivers of buses, jeepneys, and taxis, will drivers of transport network vehicle services like Uber and Grab be also included in this activity?
Yes, because actually the TNVS is also considered one mode of public transport, so they are no exception.
Tell us, if a driver tested positive on drugs, what are the proposed sanctions or penalties?
The PUV drivers are actually under the jurisdiction of the Land Transportation Office, but as drivers. However, we can recommend suspension or cancellation of the driver's license for those who are involved in drugs, because we cannot tolerate PUV drivers to be involved in drugs or drug users. And that's the reason why we're pushing this program firmly. And the sanction, as I've said, is to recommend to the Land Transportation Office for the cancellation of the driver's license. That is excluding cases to be filed against them in court, under the Dangerous Drugs Act.
How do you think will this help in the present administration's war on drugs?
Insofar as the present administration's war on drugs is concerned, we actually have inked an agreement with PIDEA headed by Aaron Aquino, together with the TNCs currently accredited. I'm referring to Uber, Grab, and UHAP, especially in the transport of goods. In that agreement, we have set certain protocols where the goods that are being picked up, for example, by Grab, it will have to be open in front of the sender. The sender will have to present an ID that he is the sender in particular, and the ID will have to be noted or documented on, so that to ensure that the package is not actually drugs or drug-related items. On top of that as well, as mentioned earlier, we are actually mandating drug testing on the part of the PUV drivers as well.
Thank you for your time, Chairman Delgra. And before we end, do you have any message to all our PUV drivers who are of concern?
Okay, I have always said this time and again, especially for the PUV drivers, like the bus drivers, taxi drivers, PUJ drivers, UV drivers, that when you hold the steering wheel of any PUV, you also hold in your hands the lives of your passenger. So be very conscious of the lives and safety of your passengers when you are on the road.
Thank you once again, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Butch, and happy motoring.
Attorney Martin Delgra III, Chairman of the LTFRB, with insights into the poised move of the government to include the ranks of public utility vehicle drivers in its serious drive against prohibited drugs. Our guest this week on Motoring Today's Motoring Forum, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.